Remember, she has to say yes to the ring before she says yes to the dress. Riverside just makes it better.
It's the FNN High School of the Week times 2 this week. As tonight, as part of our first of 2 games this week, an early season rivalry matchup in Etowah County as the Southside Panthers welcome home Coach Miles Holcomb for his first Southside home game since returning to Southside Tuscaloosa County High School. Also, Hokes Bluff looking to follow up what was their best season since 2018. Hokes Bluff and Southside go at it here on this Thursday night on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week from Barney Hood Stadium here on the campus of Southside High. A happy game day wherever you're watching FNN High School Football Game of the Week. James Hardy along with Coach Eddie Bullock, Shasta Jones, and our FNN crew. An interesting matchup tonight, Eddie, as far as an early season rivalry matchup between Hokes Bluff and Southside. Actually, last year, Hokes Bluff broke a 4-game losing streak in the series with the season opening 21-13.
Absolutely. You got 2 great programs. Coach Robinson coming in to Southside Lions Den, and I think they better be ready to play some football.
Southside got their season started last Friday, so just 6 days ago with a 31-14 loss at what seems to be their annual season opener at Gunnersville, and they're looking to bounce back and try and put on a show for the home fans tonight in their home opener.
Absolutely. You want to come back home after a tough game like they played up in Gunnersville, so, looking forward to watching a great football game tonight.
And then we all know what to expect from Coach Rob and Bluff Eagles. They had a rock-solid 8-3 year last year, their highest amount of wins since 2018, so it should be an interesting season. They did lose some key contributors, including Anderson Morgan last year, but they still have more than enough talent, you would think, Eddie, to be able to have a pretty solid campaign in 2025.
Right. I think you're going to see a blue-collar type game tonight. You're going to see two guys get down there. They're going to get nasty and dirty out there. Southside being home, coming off a loss, and I think you're just going to see some great football tonight.
Well, you look at Hokes Bluff, obviously one of their key this year at quarterback Bryce Whitaker, a senior, but you look at the Howard twins as well, Aiden and Caden, especially along the offensive line, and really with those trio, Eddie, those are probably going to be your key figures for the season if Hokes Bluff wants to have a successful year.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to those guys going to have to protect them, and 2 pretty good guys that can get the job done there. And basically you want to get your quarterback going anyway.
And then going back to Southside, we were able to talk with Cooper Hood as well as one of their linebackers, and Connor Strunk, both seniors on Tuesday for coaches show of the season. They mentioned, I imagine this is the opinion of the team, they are beyond happy to have their old ball coach Miles Holcomb back leading the Panthers this year.
Well, and that's part of it. I mean, he can motivate them, and kind of get them up, and you don't let one game define your season. So, I think they're because they're in the right spirit.
Obviously, too, with this being the last week in August, the second week of the season, officially week 1 according to the AHSAA football calendar. This is also the final tune-up week prior to region play beginning next week to begin the month of September. As our countdown to kickoff here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Once again, this is the first of 2 games for us this week, as we'll be down Highway 77 tomorrow, beginning at 6:30 with our countdown to kickoff between Lincoln and Munford, another historic rivalry matchup in East Alabama. We'll take our first time out, and we'll the scene leading up to kickoff between Hokes Bluff and Southside here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Gotta have a ring first.
Remember, she has to say yes to the ring before she says yes to the dress. Riverside just makes it better.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. For no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability. become reality. Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a
Our countdown to kickoff presented by Bama Sheds here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, presented tonight by the city of Southside. James Hardy along with Jim Jacobs, as well as Shasta Jones and our FNN crew. As there you take a look at the captains for Southside, as we are moments away from flipping the toss of the coin for us here at FNN, our third week of the season, and officially for the AHS Week 1 as it's turned, but of course their second week as far as that 11 weeks to play 10 games for teams across the state of Alabama. The captains we saw from Southside, and now you take a look at the captains from Hokes Bluff, including Drew McCarver, also Connor Wellingham, and Bryce Whitaker, and finally Braden Davis, the quartet of captains for the Eagles. And then for Southside, Cooper Hood, at least one of those quartet of captains, along with Connor Strunk. Both of those we saw, as we mentioned, on Tuesday, along with Weston Brown and Peoples, the 4 captains for Southside. Our referee for tonight is Paul Coggins. As there you take a look with our Alonzo Kirby getting ready to get the captains out to midfield as Hokes Bluff gets ready to roll out the green and white for the 2025 season. And for Southside, they got the regular season that is underway last week up at Gunnersville. As we mentioned, next week is the region opener for teams across the state of Alabama. And we take a look for Hokes Bluff as they'll open up their home schedule and region schedule against Etowah next week. And then also for Southside, they remain here at Barney Hood Stadium next week to open up Class 6A Region 8 play against Lee out of Huntsville. Southside last year in their first season back in Class 6A, as they were able to get a signature win to define their season last year late in the regular season against Gadsden City in the first ever meeting between those two schools. And that got Southside to a second place finish in Class 6A Region 8 en route to a Class 6A playoff appearance. Here comes the captains for both teams, about ready to get to midfield, as there you see referee Paul Cockins escort the Southside Panthers captains to midfield. And we are about ready for the toss of the coin as we close in our Bama Sheds countdown to kickoff here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. A long-standing rival.
Yes, sir. This is Mr. Harmon right here. He's going to do the coin toss. But before he does, I'm going to explain a few things to you, all right? Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Got the coin here. See where it says United States Army?
Yes, sir.
That's going to be heads. Apache helicopter. That's going to be tails. Y'all got that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Harmon's going to flip it, and he's going to try to catch it. If it hits the ground, he'll flip it again.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Okay, Mr. Harmon, go ahead. Well, but you didn't call it.
Yep.
You didn't call it. Flip it again.
All
right, go ahead. Tell me what you want.
That was practice. Tails.
Tails. Tails it is. All right, thank you. You won the toss. What do you want to do? Right there, okay? Don't go nowhere. Hokes Bluff won the toss. Has deferred their choice to the second half. That means you want the football. Because if you don't, you won't get it either half. So you want it. Which goal you want to defend? You want to defend the scoreboard? All right, I want you to get on this 49. I want you to face that way. Get on that 49 and you face them. Okay. Hokes Bluff won the toss, deferred their choice the second half. Southside is going to receive down this way. Let's shake hands, guys. Let's have a good ball game.
An excellent job that time of leading the toss of the coin. Had to do a redo, but we're almost ready to get things started. As you heard, Hokes Bluff won the toss. They elected to at least just wait for their option until the second half, defer their option until the second half, and Southside will receive the opening. Watching the Bama Sheds countdown to kickoff here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. James Hardy along with Coach Eddie Bullock and our lady down along the sidelines, Shasta Jones, along with our FNN crew, as we take a look at the Panthers of Southside, about ready to hit the playing surface of the first time here in 2025. And while we see the two teams come out onto the field, Eddie, give us what you think will be your keys for these two teams tonight.
Well, the first thing you got to do is get those guys going in the trenches down there. Both of them have some pretty good guys, pretty big guys I saw, so I think it's going to be the team that established some scrimmage. And then, of course, you have to minimize your penalties. You can't have drive killers where you get penalties doing extending drives or either killing drives.
Southside makes their way onto the playing surface as they're 0-1 this season, 6 last year in 2024. As here comes the Hokes Bluff Eagles. They lead this all-time series 40 wins to 32 losses and 3 ties, but as we mentioned earlier in our countdown to kickoff, their win over Southside at this time last year was their first in this series in their prior 4 tries. So we'll see a very interesting dynamic for Coach Miles Holcomb on offense and his Panthers offense, as we'll see Christian Morris get the start. A 5'9", 171-pound freshman. A lot to ask. Classification, regardless of what talent's around you, Eddie. A freshman for the Panthers getting started quarterback tonight.
Well, freshman is a freshman, and I'm sure Coach Robertson knows that, and he's going to try to apply some pressure and get to him early and see if they can get him rattled.
So we'll have here on our first of 2 games this week, Deacon Garrett set to return. And looks like, I think, Byers also back deep for Southside. As we'll take a look at Bluff Eagles in their white tops, also the silver bottoms. Alan Cox this year, the place kicker, as it will be Cox handling the kickoff duties tonight. We appreciate you for joining us here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be down high school tomorrow, our first visit to Lincoln High since 2021. They'll take on their annual rivalry matchup in the Munford Lions, as it'll also be Munford's season opener tomorrow. But first things first, a rivalry matchup here in Etowah County, Bluff and Southside. The first meeting between these two teams took place all the way back in 1937. Been kind of a streaky series over the last decade or so. Prior to the Southside 4-game winning streak, Hokes Bluff had won 3 in a row. And then prior to that, having won the prior 6 games against Hokes Bluff. So the Eagles looking to try and build a streak of their own in this series, as we're still awaiting kickoff, or at least the officials to blow the ball into play to get this Thursday night started. The final Thursday coming up on Labor Day weekend, the second week of the HSAA 2025 football season. Cox puts toe to leather, a line drive along the ground, fielded at about the 12-yard line. A good hole over the right side, as spinning forward and balance for Southside was Deacon Garrett, the sophomore, as he gets a pretty solid return to the 36-yard line. As let's take a look at the Southside offense for our first time this evening. Christian Morris, as we mentioned, the freshman quarterback, calls signals. Jamel Boyd, the running back. A number of combinations at receiver and tight end. Cooper Hood, the tight end, and then Josh Peoples, Will Stapleton, Deacon Garrett, and Noah Thompson we'll see among those 4 at wide receiver. Southside in their black tops. 1st and 10 from the 36. Outside. Peoples goes in motion. Here's the give. Boyd off the left side as he doesn't have a lot of running room. Nice job along the front four for Hokes Bluff. You have Cole Cochran and Braden Howard, the defensive ends, and then Aiden Howard and the defensive tackles. Also the linebackers, Drew McCarver and Ryan Fleming, along with Bray Davis, and then the defensive backfield, Dean Morgan and Blake Green, the safeties, Alan Cox and Cooper Young are the corners. Morris on the play fake, in trouble, and he'll be wrapped up in the backfield for a big loss. Great recognition that time on the part of the Hokes Bluff defense as they send the freshman Morris back in the backfield for a
Just great penetration. He almost took a bad angle right there, but he was able to regroup. And again, you got a freshman back there, so.
You have Bray Davis that helped out, along with Cole Cochran on the sack. Third down, they'll say 15 yards to go. Reach for the first down is the Southside 46. Morris on the roll. Now has a little bit of running room and throws and dropped incomplete at the 39-yard line. And that was intended for Noah Thompson, the wide receiver. So 3 and out goes the
Well, he had everything he wanted right there. He shouldn't have enough for the first down. You know, you got to get to the sticks on that particular play. He kind of was about 5 yards short of the first down, even if he had called it.
So it'll be punting time, as also the place kicker, Cooper Yancey, will handle the punting duties. Of course, Cooper Yancey had that season-defining game-winner 43-yard field goal against Gadsden City last October. There's snap and a spiraling punt toward the near sideline. As the catch made by Whitaker around the 31, maybe the line. So a good start for the Hokes Bluff defense as they go 3 and out on Southside's first possession. And now Hokes Bluff will come out with the senior Bryce Whitaker at quarterback. And we know what Coach Rob wants to do on offense, Eddie, and that's ground and pound.
Absolutely. He's going to line up in that I formation. He's old school, and if it's not broke, he's not going to try to fix it. If he's running that ball, he's going to continuously run it down your throat.
Certainly a throwback when it comes to offensive football, but hey, as you know, Eddie, good running games, solid special teams, great defense, that's always a tried and true formula for consistent winning.
Absolutely. He's going to line up in the I. He's going to run counters. He's going to run leads, dives, and play action rollouts.
We'll see that after this first timeout called by Hokes Bluff. You're watching the FNN High School Football Game of the Week here in the first quarter between Southside and Hokes Bluff.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
We had no idea of the opportunities that were available to him. And we're so thankful for the direction AMDB has given us.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what the county has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
Quarter as Brenton Hale, the deep back, gets the carry, follows Brennan Ward, his fullback, for about 3 yards to set up a second down and 7. 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Our first of 2 here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week this week. So second down and 7. Wide receivers, Drew McCarver, the split end, and Parker Causey as the wingback. Braden Howard, the tight end. Keeper and solid play off right guard that time as you had it, the quarterback on the zone read as the tackle made by Cam Flowers, the 6'3", 198-pound senior defensive end. So third down coming up. That's about another 3.5 to 4 or so. So the line to reach is the 41 for the first down. They'll spot the football, nose of the football just shy of the 38. McCarver comes to the near side. Third down. Keeping, now cutting up the middle, and stopped about a yard shy of the first down is Whitaker, the quarterback, defensively for Southside, as you also had some help, at least from Strunk and some others. And that's going to be a fourth down and just a little bit short to go as Luke Brooks also on the tackle for Southside.
I'll tell you what, you can tell it's a right. Getting us a lot of pushing and shoving out there right now.
They spot the football back about the 40, so 4th and 1. Whitaker goes under center and looked as if the left tackle might have moved a little bit early that time. Connor Wellingham, Aiden Howard, Logan Cook, Caden Howard are your 5 on the offensive front, as our first penalty, as you see from Paul Coggins, our head referee, goes on Hokes Bluff on a false start.
And see, that's what I mentioned earlier. That's a drive killer right there. They actually had the first down, but, that false start, it killed that drive right there, so now you got to get out again.
A little misorganization for Southside on special teams. As you have a fourth down scenario for Hokes Bluff. Braden Howard, the punter. Well, end over in punt, fielded about the 31-yard line. Southside going to standing field position close to the 45-yard line as Garrett able to return the punt. About 13 yards that time as we'll take another look at that Deegan Garrett punt return.
It's a great return. He caught it on a dead run right there, and, he made one cut there and got a pretty deep.
So first down and 10 for the Panthers as both offenses go 3 and out to begin the ball game. Miles Holcomb in his first season back at Southside after taking a 1-year basically leave of absence to go to the Volusia County High School football program in Northport. But prior to that, in 2023, Southside won their first region championship since 2014.
Well, you got a hole on the play right there, so that negated that great run back he had.
So now the Panthers, they'll start off inside their own 25-yard line with that penalty at the 22. So the Panthers playing in their second season in Class 6A Region 8. They'll take on Lee Huntsville next week. Right now, trying to get that first win on the board this season. Boyd cuts it up the middle, and some tough yards for him as he gets to about the 25-yard line as you have about 4 white shirts there on the stop.
James, that's another trademark of Coach Robinson, coaching against him. Most of the time you see a tackle made, you're going to see guys in on the tackle.
So second down and long, they'll call it 3 yards for Jamel Boyd, 5'6", 165 pounds, a junior. Trying to keep that recent tradition of running backs going here at Southside. As Boyd on the call, big running room, and our first down of the night for Southside. Countertop Creations brings us our first quarter, as that was a good run with some solid blocking on the left side by Weston Brown and Colin Futrall.
That was great blocking. Little counter play to the left side, and
also Reese Doherty, Camden Simmons, and Noah Miller along the offensive front from center to right tackle. Quick flare over to the near side, complete. As that's a 41-yard line as Will Stapleton makes his first grab of the night. So Stapleton, also a starting wide receiver last year, wore number 84 last season, now wearing number 11. As that'll be a solid 7-yard gain, second and short coming up. Almost halfway through the first quarter. Boyd up the middle, stutter steps, and drags the tackler with him across the first down marker. As Southside now getting a little bit of rhythm deep offensively going, as Bray Davis on for Southside, as it appears we have come to our first heat timeout of the night. And even 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, still no score. As Southside almost to midfield in their second drive of the night here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
At Farmers and we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Out of the heat timeout, and even 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. And there you see neither team has been able to get on the scoreboard. This is the second drive of the night for Southside, as both teams went 3 and out on their opening possession. The season opener for Hokes Bluff, as they had a jamboree week. Southside lost on the road at Gunnersville, as this is a first down and 10 from their own 49 for Southside. Morris awaits the snap and gives to Boyd. Lots of running room on the right side. String tackle, a good one by the Hokes Bluff secondary, the cornerback Cooper Young, or that certainly would have gone for a first down or more.
Absolutely. They ran back in the old days, they pulled a guard and the tackles almost like a buck sweep. The guard and the
So second down and 4 off of a 6-yard Jamel Boyd carry. Delay give goes to Boyd as he'll follow his blockers and get the first down across the Hokes Bluff 40 as the tackle made by Dean Morgan. So we'll take another look and look at the right side and right up the middle, as you had basically a trap along that offensive front that led to the Boyd first down. Appears to be what Miles Holcomb wants to do early, try and establish that running game and kind of just get comfortable in this game. Same play, and looks as if we got a flag behind the play. As you would think, Eddie, that might be a little bit of the birdcage that went on for the Hokes Bluff defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you might have got into the face mask down. Now, I've seen initial contact, but tackled him up high.
We'll hear from Paul Coggins momentarily. Solid drive, almost exclusively on the ground for Southside. There's been one pass completion to Stapleton. And here comes Paul Coggins to tell us the penalty.
Play. Personal foul, face mask, defense, and a personal foul here. They all set when we play first down.
Oh, that's interesting. So you had a personal foul, face mask, and then some sort of a post-play personal foul. As they'll just wipe off the penalty and redo first down. Drive started about the 22 their own after a holding penalty on the kickoff. Here's the give off the right side. Looks like we've got a backup running back into the ball game to about the 35-yard line. So Jamel Boyd able to get a little bit of a breather that time. It sets up a second down and about 7 yards to go. A solid 3-yard gain. So coming in for Southside at running back, D'Angelo Byers. As Byers, his first carry of the night. As he'll get the call, lots of running room off the left side as he bangs off one defender and gets his Southside first down.
Well, they're just taking what they give them right there, you know. They clogging up the middle, and Southside takes it outside when they spread out. Giving the four-man run to 43, Southside running right out.
And there you take a look at some excellent blocking from Weston Brown in particular. Left tackle. Also Colin Futrall at left guard. Both juniors. 1st and 10. Ball now at the 27 of Hokes Bluff. Delay give. Byers breaks a tackle and gets yet another Panthers first down. And now the Southside Panthers with rhythm offensively, as the offensive line so far is just taking over on this drive.
Absolutely. You got a top side. You got the guard pull, kick out, tackle turn up.
So first down coming up, a red zone opportunity for the Panthers at the 16 of Hokes Bluff. Byers again, as he'll slam right into the front 7 of Hokes Bluff and get about a couple, maybe 3 yards. A time-consuming drive so far. Over 4 minutes now for the Panthers, as they have the football started at their own 22, now at the Hokes Bluff 13-yard line. Under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 2nd and long. Morris on the give. Boyd back in. Lots of running room off the right side. And he'll have a Southside first down to set up a 1st and goal from the 5.
That offensive line is doing a great job blocking, and Boyd is he's reading every single block they're giving him.
Minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. As Morris directs traffic. As Boyd and Byers have helped Southside almost get their first score of the game. Here's Boyd off the left side, follows the block, and it gets close to the end zone as he'll be stopped just shy of the goal line. So 2nd down and basically a baby step or so to go. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. So substitutions coming in, the goal line for Hokes Bluff. As we take a look at Morris, get his team ready. Plenty of time on the play clock, just under 20. Boyd buries the head and gets into the end zone for the first score of the night for Southside. Touchdown drive that results in a 1-yard plunge from junior Jamel Boyd.
That's a great methodical run game right there. They just lined down, and Southside said, we can beat your front 4, and that's what they did.
Look, our second look at Boyd follow his blockers right behind center and left guard. You also see Weston Brown come in very late there as Yancey's extra point is up and good. So we'll take the timeout. 1:24 left, opening 7 and Hokes Bluff nothing.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Touchdown drive for the Southside Panthers as they started driving the night from their own 22. And about 5 minutes later, the Panthers able to get a Jamel Boyd 1-yard touchdown run to get on the board first here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, part 1 of 2 this week, as they'll be down at Lincoln tomorrow night for Lincoln and Monday. Along with Coach Eddie Bullock with you, as there you take a look at the Panthers able to get on the board late in the first quarter. On their second drive of the night, both teams went 3 and out in their opening possession. And let's see what Hokes Bluff has in response to scoring drive.
Southside did an excellent job, just a methodical drive, and those are the type drives against teams that are demoralizing when they're running it straight at you, and there's nothing you can do about it to stop. So Southside is going to have to answer this drive right here.
Cooper Yancey to kick. And then Bryce Whitaker deep as it'll be fielded about the 11-yard line. As slicing his way through, getting across the 30-yard line, it's Brenton Hale as he's able to get some respectable field position for Hokes Bluff as they have the football now first shy of their own 35-yard line.
Yes, he did an excellent job. I mean, just staying between his blocks and keeping his pads low, and got a good 25-yard return.
So Bryce Whitaker comes back out. First down and 10. As the Hokes Bluff 3 and out on their opening drive. The standard I formation. Give up the middle to the up back in Brennan Ward as he's able to get a good second effort and move the pile across the 40 to the 42-yard line. That's a solid 8-yard gain as we come up on the final minute of play here in the first quarter. So second down and a couple. We'll take a look at the Southside defense as Colt Johnson and Luke Olson, the defensive tackles, Cam Flowers and Jaden McElrath, the defensive ends. Linebackers of Alex Blackwood and Connor Strunk. Second and a couple. Whitaker goes back under center. Gives to Hale. And not very much closer to the first down, but appears about a half-yard shy of the first down. And then round defense in the defensive backfield. Case Clove, Barrett Lindsey, Maddox Gray, Cy Bush, and Griffin Frazier. We'll see that combo at some point during the ball game in the defensive backfield.
Well, the linebackers closed that gap up extremely quick. If they got up in there, I thought he had a hole right there, but Southside closed that extremely fast.
Well, the clock reset to 20 seconds. As I imagine, this might still be the final play of the opening quarter. Now the clock winds back down. Third and short. Some room off right guard and gets the first Hokes Bluff first down of the night. We'll have Connor Strunk set to come back into the ball game defensively as the clock stops just momentarily enough to allow the chain gang to advance 10 yards. Football at their own 46. Should run out the first quarter clock as we are through 1 quarter of play here on the campus of Southside High School as Southside leads Hokes Bluff 7-0 in an early season rivalry matchup here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. In the books as Southside able to maul the front line defensively of Hokes Bluff and drive their way down the field 78 yards on their second drive of the ball game. Our game of the week tonight presented by the city of Southside. James Hardy with you along with Eddie Bullock, Shasta Jones, and the rest of our FNN crew. Down run by Jamel Boyd. The lone score so far. Second game of the season for Southside and the first regular season game of 2025 for Hokes Bluff. Hokes Bluff with a first down and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Play fake as Whitaker in trouble. Gets the completion to the far side, but there you see excellent defense by Connor Strunk for Hokes Bluff, for rather Southside, I beg your pardon, as Brennan Ward able to get the completed pass makes the catch for short yardage.
Yes, he did a great job. That was almost about to be a sack right there, and he just kind of ball and got it out there and turned a play that was supposed to be nothing into something.
Had a good chat with Cooper Hood as well as Connor Strunk as part of our FNN Coaches Show on Tuesday as the quarterback draw up the middle and close for Whitaker as he's wrapped up at the Southside 45-yard line. So it seems, Eddie, that both teams obviously slow out of the gate on their first drive, but starting to get a little bit of momentum offensively on their second drive.
Well, you can probably attribute that to the offensive coordinator kind of getting in the groove as well. You know, they basically execute what he put out there, but I think he's getting on a rhythm call, and just like Southside did last series.
3rd and a yard. Hokes Bluff getting organized as up the middle on the quarterback keeper, the sneak for Whitaker. Second first down run of this drive.
Well, and he spread them out, and you don't see anyone over the center right there. You know, he's going to quarterback sneak that. He's going to make a check and quarterback sneak it.
So a first down in Southside territory. 90 seconds and change here in the second quarter played. Still about 10 minutes and 15 seconds to go until halftime. And Hokes Bluff just methodically plodding their way down the field. Here's a play fake as throwing down the field. Ball, and looks like a catch made with flags on the play, you would think, for pass interference, as the catch appears to be made inside the 20-yard line as McCarver, the split end, with the catch.